Coming up on Celtics Today by Chat Sports, we're answering your questions on our latest mailbag. Obviously, the Boston Celtics right now number 2 in the Eastern Conference. We have less than 25 regular season games left, and then it's a race to the finish line. Boston is trying to be the first team since 2017 to win back-to-back titles, and there's a lot going on with our roster. So let's break down your questions, thoughts, and concerns on today's episode. Before we hop into that, if you guys are not subscribed, what are we doing? Honestly, you're going to get your latest news and rumors on the Boston Celtics right here, and we go live for every single Boston Celtics game. Go on ahead and hit that sub button if you guys haven't already. Let's hop in the first question here. TBH Core saying, I'm liking how the Celtics are looking coming out of the All-Star break. Hopefully I didn't jinx it for tonight. But how do we feel about Jrue Holiday with his current stats? Do you think he's just going through something this year and will do well in the playoffs? What are your comments on Holiday? Holiday is definitely facing father time this year. I don't know if this is just my observations or maybe I was just so excited about having him in Boston last year that I was phased out by this. But Jrue Holiday looks like he is struggling with just battling the normal things, the injuries, the playing time. When he's on the court, I still see that defensive asset. I still see him trying to drive inside, score around the post, score around the rim, but it's not as effective as it was last year, in my opinion. And Chris Forsberg did come out with the latest Jrue Holiday injury news, and he did miss the Cleveland Cavaliers game with a mallet finger. What is a mallet finger? You might be asking. Well, I went to handy dandy Google. I am not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor. And we're figuring out this injury together. It's a common injury that occurs when the tip of a finger bends and can't straighten. It's often caused by stubbing a finger or catching it on a ball, which makes a lot of sense here for Jrue Holiday playing basketball. Pain and swelling, the tip of the finger bends towards the palm. It just sounds extremely painful. So when you read something like that, that's like, ooh, wouldn't want to have that. My number one question is, what is the recovery time for an injury like that? And it doesn't get much better. Most mallet finger injuries heal with 8 weeks of splinting. Because it sounds like, once again, not a doctor, but you have to try and straighten that fingertip back out. And that doesn't sound like an easy process. In most severe cases, it may take up to 16 weeks. We don't have 16 weeks. But I know Jrue Holiday can't help it. Joe Mazzulla did talk about Holiday's injury status ahead of the Cleveland Cavaliers game, and he said he is currently day-to-day. He has not been ruled out for 8 to 16 weeks just yet, but if it does align with the mallet finger, it's going to be a bit scary for Boston moving forward. His injury is all about managing the pain, according to Mazzulla. Once Holiday is able to do that, he'll return to the lineup. Now you can start thinking, well, good thing Payton Pritchard is playing some of his best ball, so if he does need to play in 16 weeks, if Holiday is out, he can play. But now I have a question for you, because now knowing that I have diagnosed him through Google, that this looks like a pretty intense injury. Joe Mazzulla says right now he's day-to-day, but this adds a little bit of concern for me. Are you worried about Jrue Holiday? Scale it 1 to 10, 1 being Allie, you're a drama queen. Your parents were right. You're a drama queen. Number 10, I'm extremely worried he might miss the rest of the season. Next question coming in here from Boston Bob. Allie, PP should win 6th man without a doubt. Who are your top 3 contenders for this award? You're the best around, by the way. Go C's. Appreciate that, Boston Bob. My A1 day one. Obviously, Payton Pritchard is still the Vegas favorite to win 6th man of the year. I think that him off the bench is honestly a cheat code for any NBA team, but I'm really glad it's the Boston Celtics. Malik Beasley absolutely destroyed us, though, the other night. He is currently in 2nd place right now for 6th man of the year. But now we have heard rumors out there that maybe DeAndre Hunter with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he is fit to be eligible for 6th man of the year if he does not start for the Cavs moving forward. And I think that could be a pretty good contender for this 6th man 2025. Payton Pritchard, though, I just think should be a lock. Offensively, defensively, he is a spark off the bench on the best team in the NBA. This is not some Joe Schmo right now for the Hornets. Pritchard is actually making a difference in the win column when he plays for Boston. I can get into, all of his statistics, but we watch the games. We know how great Pritchard is. Drake May, glad that you watch our show. Do you think that the Knicks Bucks, or any top 5 team besides the Cavs could be a real threat and make a deep run into the playoffs. I'm going to be honest, you guys might call me crazy, but we just got blown out by them by 20 points. On a 6-game win streak, the Detroit Pistons ended our win streak. They're really, really hot at some of the best time in the NBA, which of course is March and April, and they are currently tied for the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. I would not rule out the Detroit Pistons playing damn good basketball in the playoffs and possibly trying to contest a top seed, like a number 1, a number 2, a number 3. Keep an eye on the Pistons. Cade is playing great basketball right now. Malik Beasley, like I said, he's the spark off the bench for the Pistons the same way Payton Pritchard is for the Boston Celtics. I could see them really trying to make a splash, and from what I saw against Boston, I know it's a back-to-back game. It's on the road. You can throw any excuse out there. The Pistons looked really, really efficient on defense, and they know how to drain the 3. We have more questions to answer coming up here in just a second. Let me tell you guys about Prize Picks, our sponsor on Celtics Today. This is the number 1 daily fantasy sports app in America. I'm playing it. Producer Alper's playing it. Everybody here at Chat Sports is playing it. So if you guys want to go on ahead and join 10 million active users, download the app today. How do you play? That's the really easy part. All you have to do is just pick more or less on a player's projected stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. That's right, up to 1,000 times your cash. You can choose professional or collegiate players. You can choose different sports like soccer, basketball, football, hockey, even e-games like Call of Duty. There is something for everybody. And you can pick minimum 2 players, maximum 6 players, and be sure to take advantage of the deals. Every single Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, 25% off a player's projected stats. And every Friday is Flex Friday. Win or your money back up to $20 guaranteed. Go on ahead and get started by downloading the Prize Picks app using promo code CLNS. This will give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS. That'll give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Nick coming in. Allie, do you think that Brad will use that 15th roster spot and go get another player, or will he sign a 2-way to a standard contract? Here's where I think that the Jrue Holiday injury news really matters. If Holiday is ruled out for a prolonged period of time, I think it would be smart for Brad Stevens to sign an extra player from the buyout market, or possibly look around the league and see what he could do with that now being 14th roster spot. However, what Brad has done the last 2 seasons that I think has really made an impact is just signing a 2-way player. Neemias Queta obviously got some quality minutes in the finals. We all saw a lot of Drew Peterson this year, kind of a same Sam Hauser-esque role player that we have seen for Boston in some games this year. So if Holiday is fine, I would stick with signing a 2-way player. If Holiday is not fine, I would definitely consider signing an outside player like you did with Torrey Craig to help with that depth heading into the playoffs. Here's another question for you guys. Should Boston sign another player? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm talking about a player not on the Celtics roster right now, not a 2-way player. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Jovian Morales is going to say, who do you think or what do you think happens in the offseason if we don't go back-to-back? Taking into consideration the second apron hard cap and all of those other contracts. I think somebody gets traded. I think they shed salary. Because you have to realize Boston's in a really sticky spot because you're also trying to sell the franchise right now. You're trying to sell the organization. That's what Wick Grusbeck is trying to find a buyer. So you're going to have to ask that new owner to take on these salaries. And I don't know what new owner may want to do that. I think if you do not win back-to-back, you start looking at shedding some of that starting 5. It's an unfortunate truth. This is why the new CBA is such a huge process for these professional leagues. So overall, it's win now or forever hold your peace. Next question coming in from Austin. When do you think Big Al is going to retire? I thought it was going to be after this season, after he won, but, Horford looks great. I mean, how old's LeBron James? 40? Al Horford's 38. They're not the same player at all, but LeBron James looks great at 40. Al Horford looks great at 38. I don't think he has any intention to retire right now. If they win again, maybe he would. But with Al Horford also facing free agency this offseason, he may not want to go play for another team. And because Boston is facing a lot of salary implications, we're not sure if we'll be able to re-sign him. So it may be one of those things where he doesn't need to retire, but maybe it's the right decision for him and his family. Overall, it could be after this season, but if it's not, I don't blame him. He looks great. He's playing even better. Shar is coming in with the next question. Allie, who do you think the MVP for the Boston Celtics is so far? Probably Brett Alper's favorite player, Jason Tatum. I think Knicks fan, Brett Alper's. Jason Tatum obviously is it. I think Jason Tatum is right now the most unappreciated player in the NBA. He does things at his age that most players in the NBA have not even reached in their career yet, and they're in their 30s. Jason Tatum is a phenomenal two-way player. He does so much that facilitates the offense and the assists and the rebounds. Tatum is averaging a double-double right now, and it's not in rebounds, it's in assists. He's a playmaker. He knows how to take players one-on-one or double-team. He can play defense as well. He blocks down low around the post. He defends the perimeter. It doesn't get much better than Tatum, and he has absolutely leveled his play from 2024 to 2025, and I'm very excited to see what he can do because I feel like he's got that dog in him now. He always had it, but now he's starting to get a little bit more feisty on the court. Now he's starting to show his teeth, which I think they needed. They needed that grit, and I know Joe Mazzulla loves it. He claps it up every time he sees a fight on the court. Jason Tatum is improving mentally and physically every single year, and this guy's like 26 years old. It's only going to get better from here. Last question, who is the Celtics MVP so far this season? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that sub button for me. We go live for every single Boston Celtics basketball game, and I always want to hear from you guys. So go on ahead, hit that sub button on Boston Celtics Today by Chat Sports.